There are shows with psychics,
And there are shows with doctors.
but there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
And street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight.
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
In tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
Require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic.
and the doc. And it starts now.
Yeah, let's see who's going to start tonight. Mark, is it going to be me? Is it going to be you? Ted,
think
you're
it's-
it.
Well, our theme tonight is how do you nourish your soul?
Yeah.
And, for those of you who may not be aware, and it'd be hard not to, a week from today is Thanksgiving. And that's why we're doing a show on nourishing, but your soul. And eating is part of that, eating healthful,
Yeah.
making good choices, but it's also about your spirituality and how you approach life, your philosophy on life. It's de-stressing and it's trying to maintain a positive attitude. So there's a lot of facets to how to nourish your soul. So Dr. Pat, how do you nourish your soul?
Well, if I could turn my camera, which I don't want to, I don't want to screw up the camera, out in my little front yard, you see my blow up Santa in his SUV, big blow up Santa. And then over there hanging from my tree is Santa airplane. So today I got the timer working right, and that's how I nourish my soul today. The other thing that I do, which is gonna I know this is gonna be like too much sharing, right? TMI. I get these ravens that come here, ravens and crows. They like to come. Ravens are bigger, right?
Yeah.
And I feed them. I put little stuff out there for them, and I just love doing it. And it's so fascinating because they show up when I'm not feeding them in moments. They know when to show up. So those two things, that's what those are the top things for me. The other thing is what I do. What
Okay.
I'm doing. What I'm doing, what you're doing, what we are doing, what this team does with the Transformation Network, that's a part of soul nourishment I never, ever thought. I mean, I just never thought it would happen anywhere. It wasn't nowhere. What about you?
There's so many things that I try to do. Certainly, maintaining a good balance with health, and try to get exercise. I'm a walker. I like to walk, and I like that cardiovascular. But I also live near the ocean, so going up and looking at the ocean. And I think that one of the best ways to nourish your soul is to connect with nature. Walking at the ocean and looking at it and just getting lost, let your vision get lost into it is incredible. Last week, I could kick myself. We had that really big full moon, and I was planning on watching the full moon rise over the ocean. Which, if you haven't seen that, you need to. And I I got busy doing something. I was working on an article actually, and then I went outside after the moon had risen. But watching the full moon over the rising over the ocean is spectacular. Meditation, of course, prayer, of course. But one of the easiest things to nourish your soul is simply be nice to people.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, well, the world's so rude and horrible. It's like, well, then you be a beacon of kindness. Start
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And this is a great topic. I was listening to Joel the other day, and of course he talks about that, but he zoomed in on this topic. I don't know what year this was from, right? Because he's got his own like channel now on TV. And I have to play things in the background. Today it was the Gayatri mantra, and I sing that thing so badly, but I'm sorry, it makes me feel good to do it. Um, but I was listening to him, and something must have gotten under his burr under his saddle about the enemy, about people, right? And he was so clear that the treatment or how we hold others should not be determined by what they do or what they don't do that you don't approve of or don't like. And now I paraphrased him. He says it much better. But you understand that's one of the greatest lessons in life, Mark. You know, if you're
Yeah.
battling somebody and somebody says, just show them love. Well, hello. It's a process. It's a process.
Well, it's tough. And when people are rude to you, especially people that don't know you, it says a lot more about them than it does about you. And there's a lot of reasons why people can be short and rude. Some people are just angry people. Some people are socially inept. But a lot of times, rudeness and aggression is a symptom of something much deeper. And I'm sure as a psychologist, no, I'm not sure, I know as a psychologist, you've only seen that about, I don't know, 5,000 times with people that you've worked with. And it's also something to be mindful of. Just because you're hurting doesn't give you the right to hurt other people. You know, we're always like, oh, well, so and so's hurting, so and so's grieving, and I understand that. Okay, I understand that, but that's part of healing, is realizing you just can't go around snapping at people because you're not you're not happy.
Yeah.
And once you start changing your attitude, then you'll find when you are polite to people and they respond in kind, that nourishes your soul and wants to bring you up to another level.
And, you know, Mark, you and I have talked about different things in life, and today our phone lines are open for those of you out there. I just want to be clear, 1-800-930-2819. That's what today's show's focus is about. Of course, many more things, many more things. Um, but I'm not kidding when I say it's a journey. And I know, Mark, you and I, to the audience, we talk about these things as
Yeah,
if
we
it's
do.
easy for us.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a work in progress. You see,
I am too. I am too. We're all
I'm
a
a
work in
work
progress.
I'm a work in progress. And I've had people in my life that have been so patient with me. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that part. I had to learn, not to react like my upbringing, right? Or not to react like, for example, how I grew up. But today's show, for those of you out there, Alyssa, I know you're out there. Danette, I know you're out there. We're going to be bringing you on. But what we want to say to you is this is about the soul's journey, and please keep that in mind, right, Mark?
Yes, it is. It is. What people need to understand, and a dear friend of mine, Rhonda Schwartz, she's married to Dr. Gary Schwartz, professor emeritus of the University of Arizona, and Gary's one of the top afterlife researchers in the world, and he's working on the Soul Phone project. We got to get Gary on the show, and Gary and Rhonda, because she's not only his wife, but she's also a very accomplished medium. And Rhonda said something that really resonates with me. You have one life, and it's eternal. And it's really important for people to understand that, because the soul's journey is an ongoing adventure. It's an ongoing thing. And while we're here in the material world, we don't have the benefit of being a spirit and having that universal, infinite, able to see past, present, and future perspective. So we have to shape our perspective based on our perceptions
Mm-hmm.
and on our feelings. And I think that's what all the great avatars, that Jesus and Buddha and Krishna and Gandhi and St. Francis, are always talking about being kind and being nice, because that helps shape your perception. Now, by being kind and being nice, I'm not telling you to be gullible, or to set yourself up to be vulnerable. You have to be on your guard, because not everybody out there is well intentioned, but it doesn't hurt to have some basic civility. And you find that when you're in your car. the person in the car in front of you is not your enemy. But it's real easy to feel that he or she is, because you're frustrated. You want them to get out of the way because you have an agenda and you got to be somewhere. And this is all part of learning patience and learning civility towards one another. And I got to admit, I get behind the wheel of a car, it's like that, that aggression, that testosterone takes over, and I got to stop and say, is getting angry right now really going to get me there any sooner? And so, anyway, that's my 2 cents worth on this.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I reflect on different points in time in my life. And here's the short version because I want to get to the phones. The short version is I remember being seriously angry one day, and I had somebody else's brand new car, a week old. It was a 69 Firebird, and beautiful car, very fast, gigantic engine. And I was driving down Route 22 in New Jersey, and I wasn't in a great mood to begin with. And all of a sudden, I started to do this dance with another car. Now, I didn't learn this lesson back then. Think I was 19-ish, right?
Right.
No, I couldn't have been 19. I think it was 17. And the reason I say that is because my dad would not come get me. They called my parents and they said, "Oh, we don't care what you do to her." But the bottom line is that driving down the highway, and I started to do this angry thing with this car, and we're drag racing down Route 22 in Jersey. And if anybody knows Route 20, and it was night, and I'm not saying I had a couple drinks. I didn't say that, did I? And driving down the road, and somehow that car swerved to hit me. And Mark, I hit a telephone pole
Ooh.
at about 90 miles an hour, and the car was totaled. But here's how I know I was meant to be alive.
Well, you're here.
The car slid sideways, hit the pole right before the door edge, steering wheel door, right? Had the pole, and what happened is the door buckled out. So when it buckled out, I shifted over so that all the steering wheel and everything didn't hit me. I got caught in between it. The policeman that showed up thought he said to me, "I thought I was going to find somebody dead. I couldn't believe this. You must
Wow.
have the luck of a leprechaun." I didn't even understand what that meant. And that's anger, but that's forgiveness, because God, the universe, whatever you believe in, gave me another chance.
Yes.
And I see that's what this is all about. Sometimes we have to have a little compassion for people around us that just have a really loose edge to them, because the world is a bit heavy right now.
It is. It is.
But you better stop watching that news, Mark.
Yeah, I gotta stop watching the news because I watch it and I get angry, and we'll avoid political discussion. But um, let me say this about that, and that's this. A couple years ago, when the Ukraine war started, we had Sviatoslav Yurash on, and it was the youngest member ever elected to the Ukrainian parliament. And I had such admiration for him because, he came on and he was 26 and he was, being very brave and strong. And I remember he was sniffling a lot. And we initially thought that, oh, he must have a cold. But his girlfriend was killed by by a Russian missile. His girlfriend and his mentor 2 days before the interview. And yet he still did the interview. And I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever been in awe of someone to the
Yeah.
extent that I was with him. And now there is a peace deal trying to get shoved on Ukraine.
I don't even know if you can call it a peace deal,
It's not
Mark.
even a peace deal because the
Okay.
absence of war is not peace. And telling Ukraine to cede all the territory Russian occupies and then cut their military in half and accept no more arms shipments from any country. WTF is that? All that is giving Putin a chance to rearm and then go back in. It's like the Munich conference when Hitler strong-armed Britain and France to say, oh, well, let Germany just take part of what was then Czechoslovakia. And they said, oh, yes, we'll do that. And then Germany went and took the whole country. So we're seeing history repeating itself. And so I'm hoping that there are
Kind of.
people in the
Yeah.
State Department who are listening to this. Now, I'm not in favor of war,
I,
and I don't want to see any of these people dying, but surrendering to a brutal dictator, that's not peace.
can you imagine if a peace deal like that was put on the table between Israel and Palestine? Can you
Well, no,
Could
no.
you
Well, the Israelis wouldn't accept it, and the Palestinians wouldn't accept it, and I don't think that the Ukrainians should. And I know we try to avoid political discussion, but um, freedom freedom is a great experiment. Freedom is a work in progress. And recently, China held that summit where they had Russia, North Korea, Iran there, and they said, this is the new world order. There's nothing new about that. Totalitarian dictatorships are as old as human history. What is new is the idea that the people are the ones that elect their leaders, and the people are the one that makes the decisions. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if for the readers if I've offended anyone, but I believe in peace. I believe what Gandhi said: there is no path to peace. Peace is the path. But don't sugarcoat toxic waste and tell me it's a peace deal when it's not.
You know, one of these days, Mark, we're going to do a show and we're going to let everybody know in advance. And we're not going to say this is not a political show. Let's take a short break, everybody. We're just going to take a topic like this and have a conversation, because losing lives, losing freedom, sacrifice beyond imagination in a scenario where it doesn't have to be like that, it's just unconscionable. Let's take a
It
short break, everybody. When we come back, it's all about Mark. It's all about you. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to The Psychic in the Doc, and right now it's all about y'all. 1 800 930 2819. Right now, I'm going to kick it over to Sierra. Sierra, tell us who we have coming on.
Up first, we have Alyssa from Oregon. Alyssa, you are live.
Hey, Alyssa, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, I'm good today, and I hope you are
Yeah.
too.
Well, it didn't rain so much today, so I'm a little bit better up here in the greater Seattle area. Just saying.
Perfect here in Portland.
How can we help? How can we help you tonight?
Okay, I have like three different things I wanted to ask about, and I guess I'll just ask them and let him go with whatever he picks up on. One of them is I have a major surgery coming up in a couple weeks, so they're going to fuse all the discs in my neck, and there's a lot of anxiety about that. And then I also wanted to ask about my mother's health. If you
Okay.
can figure out what's causing the fatigue with her.
Okay. So let me explain a little bit about the show. What Mark does, he's not a psychic like you would think. This is not like dial 1-900 a psychic.
Yeah.
What Mark does is
Right.
extraordinary. I know,
Yeah.
remember that number? What Mark does is extraordinary. What'll happen now is you will probably get the answers, but they're going to come from loved ones, right, Mark?
Yeah, loved ones in spirit. And you also have to, Alyssa, when you approach spirit communication, you got to realize they're not Santa Claus. So when you come in with a list of I want, I want, I want, without meaning to, by putting that desire into the energetic field, it can actually cause a block. Because people come at me with grocery lists of what they want. And it's like, well, that's not necessarily how spirit communication works.
Mm-hmm.
Is your father in spirit by any chance? So listen, the reason that I'm
Yes,
asking
he
you
is.
that is, yeah, I'm picking up on a male energy. It feels like a dad. He's coming through, and what I'm getting about him is there was something affecting his mental clarity just prior to his passing.
Mm-hmm.
Could be medications, could be something. That makes sense? Okay. Also,
Yes.
lungs. Was he a heavy smoker? And the reason I'm getting that, or at least at some point, there was something major going on in his lungs prior to passing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Do me a favor, please say yes or no as opposed to because on air it's hard for
Okay.
people to understand the difference between And I learned that in
Yes.
court. You do that on the record, and the judge is going to whack you with his gavel. Okay, so or her gavel. Um,
Any gavel.
Any gavel. Okay. So let's see what your dad has to say. Your dad, oh, this is cool. Your dad was a very determined, forthright, right to the point. This guy cut right to the bone. He didn't mince words. And he said, he's saying to you, stop second guessing yourself. He said, you think everything through, you make a list of the pros, the cons, and then, just like I taught you, you make an informed and intelligent decision.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, Alyssa, how does that sound?
I know that sounds exactly like him.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, was he let me explain what's going on. I'm seeing Bazooka Joe bubblegum. Okay, I don't even know if they still make it. I remember when I
I
was a
love
kid.
that.
Yeah, it was pink and had the little comic. And so that can mean something about chewing gum, but usually it could indicate a male name that starts with the letter J, like a Joe, Jim, Jack, Jeff, John. But Bazooka Joe also was one of my triggers for Army. Army. Was your dad, or is there another male connected to you in spirit that was U.S. Army?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, you don't know if your dad ever served?
No, my father did not. He was left out on the draft, and his son, my brother, was in the Navy for 4 years, and his father-in-law was also military.
Okay, so there's something about, but what about the J name, male J name?
It's not coming to me right now.
That's okay.
That's okay.
There's something about military, but it's Army. It's Army as opposed to Navy, because I get other symbolism for that. Let me see where your dad's going with this.
Maybe somebody's in spirit that I know that was in the Army that I'm not aware of past.
It could be. But let me see if your dad has anything else for you. He said, sit tight, it'll be all right. Sit tight, it'll be all right. Wow. I like the way he communicates. Sit tight, it'll be all right. So what I'm getting is everything that you're going through, it's going to work out. You've made your plans, you're approaching things. And now this is me. I know you're asking medical questions. The Dr. Pat and I we have PhDs, but we are not medical doctors. And the best advice I can give is follow the advice of your doctors. Okay. And you're going for this surgery, and you obviously selected this surgeon. And if you feel comfortable with this surgeon, then trust your gut.
Yeah.
Dr. Pat, what do you got?
Thank you so much for calling in. And you're hitting a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. I had to make a major decision that and it took me. So how long did it take you to get your doctor? Tell me about your doctor. Do you have a minute? We're not going to take a lot of time here, but I just want to know, did you get your doctor?
Yes, he was referred by my primary as one of the top specialists in the field for that kind of surgery.
Okay, I have a question for you. It's going to be like maybe weird, maybe not. You ready? What was your first reaction when you met him or her or them? What was your
my first reaction was, you seem a little bit too young to have the qualifications necessary to do this type of.
Dang, I wish somebody'd say that to me.
Young surgeons tend to be really good because they're more familiar with the latest techniques, and also their hands are very steady. Yeah. Very steady.
Now, I'll tell you why I asked that, because I sensed there was a little doubt and hesitation, and I really want you to really think about letting that one go, right? Where are you now with that? Now that you've gotten to know your doctor better.
I'm still set to meet with the pre-op, the pre-op appointment and the counseling, the nurses, and getting information and getting a bed, finding someone to care for my animals. That's still all coming together, but I'm nervous about, do I really need every disc in my neck fused and have no range of motion?
You know, thank you for that. Now, look, we're not doctors, and I don't give advice on this, but I will tell you shortly. I've had several surgeries myself. And whenever I have had a question like that, they really need to take off 3 toes, people. I hit the pause button. Now, I'm not telling you to do that, but Mark said it before. And what did the dad say? What did the message? What was the message, Mark? Exactly. Do you remember?
Yeah, he
Oh,
basically said that you've thought it all through, you make your list of pros and cons, and you make an
Yes.
informed and intelligent decision. It was
Yes.
something to that effect.
Yeah. So you understand?
yes,
You haven't
I get
really
that from him.
made a committed decision yet. And sometimes we just have to trust their gut. You know what I mean? Do you believe you've gone too far in the process to change your mind?
I just fear that, he won't let me sign a DNR to do the surgery. And I know that I'm going to be out for several hours and the hair stops growing, the fingernails fall off, and, the after effects of the anesthesia are concerning to me.
He won't, what'd you say? He won't let you? Hello? What'd you say?
No, he said he would not do the surgery if I signed a DNR.
Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Maybe for your own edification, you may want to
Pros and
seek
cons
a
list.
second opinion.
stands for
Yeah.
Do Not Resuscitate. It's
Yeah.
a legal document. It tells healthcare providers not to perform
Rocky,
life-saving
mute
measures.
yourself, Rocky. Thank you.
I was
Second
like,
opinion.
are we on the Enterprise? Was
Yeah.
that the computer?
So I'm going to give you a little information, and it has nothing to do with your surgery. We're not medical people, but you really want to make this decision so that you become all in. And I don't know, you don't sound all in to me. Is this a crisis?
I'm
Like
not.
you absolutely have to get this done like now?
Well, my
Is this a
insurance is going to be
crisis?
making some changes. I may not have insurance next year. That's why it's set for December. I tried to think a second opinion, but through referrals and a roundabout, it came back to the same doctor.
Well, hold on. Everything keeps coming back to the same doctor. What do you think the universe is, where the universe is guiding you?
It's the insurance companies. Yes, he is. He is very good. It just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like if this is manageable with medication and I can avoid the surgery, then I'd rather do that. But no doctor's going to, keep you on, codeine or anything for any amount of time.
Oh no. Oh, absolutely not. That ain't happening in this universe. But
Right.
look at you. This is an important decision for you.
It's hard. Yes.
Tell me what your real fear is, because this is all based on a fear that you have, some fear.
Well, the last time I had neck surgery, the doctor, he refused to put in a spacer and then the pin slipped, so everything shifted forward in my neck. And I've lost feeling in my hands. It's affecting my vision. It's really, and plus I have multiple sclerosis on top of it. So my balance is affected as well. And yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. This is me now, because this is how I make a decision. I don't make a decision without the God of my understanding, and I will pray. And I don't mean pray like down on my knees, but I will pray for the guidance. I will sit there and I will be over it 100 million times. Please give me direct guidance here. Please show me your favor. Please, thank you for opening up a door for me. Please acknowledge in my heart that this is the right move for me. You see, when this is a situation, Mark and I can't help you with the decision, but we can tell you how we would go about it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Have you done that yet?
Yes.
And what's your answer?
It's unclear. It's I'm getting different things to yes, no, yes, no, and yeah.
Keep asking.
So maybe I
Look,
just
it
need to
sounds
spend
like
some
you're
more
caught
time
between a
meditating with it.
rock and a hard place. This is what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you're caught between a rock and a hard place. Your insurance is going away, and you're sounding like you can't change that. That's what I'm hearing. Did you hear that, Mark?
I did hear that. Well, the insurance is Okay, we're trying to avoid politics. Please don't get me started on insurance. Okay.
Yeah, we won't do that. But did you tell us your insurance is gone next year? That's why you have to do it now. Is that correct?
Well, I just know that they're making a lot of changes come January, and one of the changes that's going to affect me and a lot of other people is they're taking away the $1,200 benefit that you can use for food or co-pays or over-the-counter medications. It's just a supplement through Care Oregon,
Okay.
and that's not going to be offered
Okay,
next
I'm
year.
going to give you some practical advice now that I know that. I want you to do some homework, and I want you to do some homework on that. I want you to really dig deep and do some homework on it's going to go away. What other options are out there? Is there Medicare? Are there other services? But you hear what I'm saying? Because if that's the
Yes,
reason you're doing this,
I have
that's why
consulted with
things are
I'm
unclear.
grandfathered in,
You what in?
so there's
She's
nothing better out
grandfathered
there.
in.
Right.
Okay.
But if you're grandfathered in, then it isn't going away next year, right?
Not if I stay on the same insurance. It means there'll be some less coverage. But if I switch insurance
Okay.
companies, which I can do once a year, I will not have the doctors,
Okay.
the team that I have now.
Okay, so what would be, last question, what's the motivation for you switching now? Because I'm grandfathered in, I ain't never changing mine. So what, I ain't
Just
changing
looking
it.
at switching my dental. I'm trying to get some dental work done, and I'm about finding any insurance companies that will help.
Yeah, so here's my advice. You got to get your priorities in order. That's what's going on here. You have to get your priorities in order. And if priorities mean this next situation, you got to really figure out what is the biggest priority you have, right? I don't care. This is for everybody listening. This is a great lesson for this year because we're going into a 1 year mark. Yeah, we all have to get our priorities in order. And, focus on the thing that's most important to you. And then the other things, you'll get guidance on how to deal with dental and other things. But if this surgery is essential for you, please do what Mark said, pros and cons. You got it? I know it
Yes.
sounds simple, but that is the answer.
I guess it's normal to have anxieties and second thoughts about such a major surgery.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you, I can't. I want to thank you for your courage because I got to tell you what you're doing right now. I don't. Thousands of people are listening to this show, and I guarantee you they're sitting in about the same place you are right now with a major decision. And what I'm going to leave you with now is you have to understand what your priorities are, what's important to you, and unless some crazy thing is popping up to have you change some kind of grandfathered insurance, get a piece of paper, write the pros and cons. That's the answer. I
Yeah.
know. Isn't it sound a little simple,
Yeah,
but
and
it's the answer.
Yeah, and you may want to schedule another appointment with your doctor and just voice your concerns and your fears. Now, obviously, the doctors say, "Well, I'm fantastic and everything's gonna be fine,"
Yeah.
but you should do that because a good doctor
Yeah.
will take time. And for any doctors that are listening, a little empathy goes a real long way. People are scared when you
Yeah.
start talking about procedures or diseases, and I know doctors want to come in and spend a whole 3 to 5 minutes with you and get you out of there. But sometimes it is important to sit there and just listen to what your patient is saying. Also, you need to listen to your patient because we are the ones living in this body and we know our bodies. So,
Yeah.
Alyssa, yeah, do what you're doing, and you may want to talk to your doctor and say, look, I'm just really, really scared, and ask him. You said you won't do the surgery if I sign a DNR, and I said I'm not arguing. I'm just curious of your rationale. Anyway, that's for you to decide.
Yeah. And for me, you need to sit down, do a pros and cons before you do any of that stuff. You understand?
Yes, I've already started that list as we talk.
Bingo. That's going to tell you where you are. And don't hold back, sister. You know what I'm saying? Do not be like, oh, I think I'm like this is a con. No. I mean,
where do you
con
go
is
when you're sedated for hours?
you just write the list. Don't even think about it. Write the list. Calm.
Okay.
Don't even, I
Okay.
don't like that, right? Just do it. You got it? Bingo. What a
Got
great
it.
call.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank
Pros
you,
and
Alyssa.
cons. Thank you.
Let's go to
Wow.
our next caller.
Yeah, let's do it. What a great lesson for everybody listening
Yeah,
tonight.
definitely.
That's a big one. Who
Yeah.
do we have there, Sierra?
Up next, we have Amanda from Connecticut. Amanda, you are
I like the way you
live.
said that. How'd you say
I
that?
know, Connecticut. Yeah, that was so Connecticut.
good.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's precise. You must be in media. Okay, Amanda.
Oh, wait, we are too.
Oh, hey, Amanda, welcome. Where are you?
Hello, Amanda.
She's afraid we're going to do pros and cons.
She
I know the pro.
is.
Amanda, are you there?
She is not coming through, so I am going to put on Danette from Connecticut.
Great.
So now,
Thank you. Let's do it.
Danette, you are live.
Oh, we're getting a lot of calls from Connecticut tonight.
I know it's an East Coast kind of vibe. Hi, Danette. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi. I am like out of it today. Well, next week is 2 anniversaries. My sister on Monday, she'll be gone for 4 years, and my brother on Thanksgiving. And
Wow.
I think my friend's nephew is going to be passing tonight.
Oh my
Mm.
goodness. So this is a
Wow.
really difficult time,
Mm.
Danette.
Oh,
So
it's a lot.
go ahead. Tell us what you're
Go
feeling
ahead.
and what you're going through. Go ahead. This is
Go ahead.
why we're here.
I just don't know what to do. I want to be with my friend. I don't have a car to go up to New York or anything, but we're always talking. Her husband died last year, 2 days before Thanksgiving, 2 days before Halloween, and now her nephew is about 40ish. He's young, and he's coded like 4 times already. And I've been like, I don't know. It's just been so much. And I've been having dreams about my brother and my sister. And I was wondering if you have anything.
Yeah, Danette. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but your brother is coming through, and I'm sorry. I'm trying not to laugh, but he is cracking me up. And he is talking about the ugly Christmas sweaters, and he's holding up.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. I mean, it's like, I know it's like what you're talking about is heart wrenching, and he's coming in like, oh, come on, let's lighten up, and he's waving around the ugly Christmas sweaters, and your sister's over there with him. And she's doing those noisemakers from New Year's Eve, those thing you spin around. So apparently your siblings are here to cheer you up. So let's take this one at a time. Let's do the ugly Christmas sweaters, and then we'll talk about the New Year's Eve party. Go ahead, Dana.
Every Christmas we would have an ugly Christmas. My whole family would put on ugly sweaters and see who would get the. One time I did it. I would be winner, then my brother, then my sisters, and my mom and dad. And it was funny.
Okay, now hold that thought. Go ahead.
For New Year's, my sister Carol and I, we would go to the club down the road here, and we would just have a drink, and then we'd come here and sleep over because we'd have more drinks here.
Well, yeah. Well, you did the responsible thing. Okay, you went to a bar to get the whole New Year's vibe, and then you came home where it was safe. Now, collectively, your loved ones in spirit are giving me a song. It's an Elvis song. You're always on my mind. You are always on my mind. Okay, now obviously they're in touch with you. They're around you. You're always on their collective minds. But is there anything in particular about Elvis? Now, hold on. Elvis, and Rocky will correct me if I'm wrong.
Josie, oh my God.
She what?
She was an Elvis. My sister Josie, my oldest sister.
Okay.
She died April, 2 days before Easter on April 9th, 2020.
Wow. Okay, so now we got a whole bunch of people here, and that's why we're getting the Elvis
Josie, Carol,
reference.
Johnny.
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
so your loved ones are here. They are fully well aware of what you're going through, and they're coming in with the sweaters and New Year's and Elvis songs,
Mm-hmm.
not to be flippant, but to let you know that they're fine. They're fine. See, spirits are always fine. We're the ones that are miserable. Okay, that's our job is miserable,
well, my
depression.
mom,
Yeah. Go ahead, Danette.
with my mom, I was there at the nursing home holding her hand, and Barry Manilow's song comes on, Can't Smile Without You. And I can't even. That is the song. I every time I hear it, I keep on crying.
Well, and what's wrong with that?
My mom.
What's wrong with that? Dr. Pat, I'll let you take it from here. What's wrong with
I'm going
that?
to take it from here. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to tell you, Mark's right. You know, crying. Nothing wrong with that.
I can't stop crying. I miss my family. I also, I feel for my friend. You know, I miss her. I said to her, I don't care what time, give me a call. I don't care if she calls me in the middle of the night. I'll be up. I'll wake up. Because we do that all the time. When my family died, I called her up and she's like, no problem. We could talk.
You're a great friend.
Yeah.
You're a great friend. And, one of the things to understand that sometimes when people are in that situation with someone that close to passing, right? They don't, it's not in their mind to call you, you see. It's really not a reflection of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you want to get there, but you don't have a vehicle. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We FaceTime every night. Like she said, she just saw her nephew yesterday. She says he looks so scared because he knows he's gonna die soon.
Yeah.
He's only 40-something years old.
Yeah.
He's really overweight.
Yeah.
And he fell in June or July over his sister's place, and everything. I mean, he had several bones in his body: his collarbone, his knees, his legs, and now.
So I need to interrupt you for a minute because I have to say something to you. Sometimes part of a journey is not just about the other people. It's about you and your well-being. Right, Mark?
Yes.
So you're exactly where you are supposed to be. You understand. That's the first thing I want to say. So what I want you to do is I want you to know that, and I want you to embrace it, and I want you to accept it. Because you're not able to be there, and perhaps that's exactly the way it's supposed to be. You get it?
Right.
Number one. Number two, you can do a lot of good right where you are. You can pray. You can, whatever that means to you, you can hold the light for this person. Hold the light. But here's what I'm going to tell you not to do. I don't do a lot of not to do's, do I, Mark?
No, you don't. Right. So this will be good.
But I'm going to tell you what not to do. What I want you to do is I want you to stop talking about him in his illness. I want you to hold him in the light. And this is what I'm trying to say. You know the person, you know the woman, you know your friend. So what would you choose?
Right.
What would they want you to choose? Would they want you to hold them as whole and perfect and complete and not about their legs hurting, or you understand what I'm saying? Can you do that?
Right. Yeah.
Can you do it?
Well, his mom died of cancer a long time
you're
ago.
still doing it. You're still doing it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
Because
I know.
part of the story you want to do is you want to hold him in the light. You can't change his mom dying. No more than I could change my mom committing suicide when I was 6. We can't change that.
Right.
But you could
I
hold
know.
it in the light. And I'm saying this because I don't want you to add any more burden and grief to your own situation, right, Mark?
That's correct, Dr.
Right.
Pat. As usual, you're right on the bullseye. This is his journey. This is his family's journey.
Right.
And if I can add
Right.
to what Dr. Pat said, you're right where you need to be right now. And for you to be there
Right.
with them, I don't want to say that you're in the way, but this is a family thing. Your friend's going to need you
Right.
about a month from now, because right now everyone's going to be around them, and there's all this, and then there'll be, the service or the celebration of life or whatever. But then it's after all that fades and that loneliness and the grief sets in, that's when she's going to
Right.
need your counsel and comfort. So just being there
I'll
right
be there
now,
for her.
it's
You
not
take
where
care
you're
for me.
supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Now, what's the caveat I want to say to you? I'm going to ask you, did your friend ask you to be there?
She just told me to pray for her nephew,
No,
There
no,
you
and
go.
I've been
but she didn't
praying.
ask you to come, right? She didn't say, "Hey, come."
No, no,
Okay.
she knows my situation. She knows that
Okay.
I can't make it there because
Okay.
she knows that I would be there.
Okay. So can you
I would
honor
be
that
there.
request? Can you honor that
Yes,
request?
I
This
could.
is all I'm asking. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, in terms
Yes,
of
I
where
could.
you are, Mark Grief Group,
Yes.
where can Danette go? We talk about the grief group, so can you give her, because you need some help here.
Yeah, well, the grief
Hmm.
group that I work with the most is helping parents heal. So that's not necessarily going to be for Danette. That may be
Mhm.
for the
Right.
nephew's parents.
Mhm.
Okay. But there are grief groups. There's
Well,
grief
for her own
share.
loss, Mark, I was talking about
Yeah.
her own one.
Oh, for
Hmm.
Danette, your
Well, I
Yeah,
faith
have
Danette's
my
community.
loss.
therapist. Yeah.
All right, Danette, I know you're suffering, but you need to listen. You need to listen to Dr. Pat and I.
Hmm.
You keep interrupting us, and I'm not
Okay.
chastising you,
I am.
but we can't help
Hmm.
you if you don't listen. Your faith
I know.
community has grief share. Everyone does, okay, no matter what
Hmm.
denomination. And then there's also secular counseling as well. But I would start with your faith community, your church.
Mhm.
Start there, see
Hmm.
how that sits with you, because you're still grieving. And Dr. Pat correctly pointed out, don't go through
Right.
grief alone. You need a support group, and there are people
Mhm.
at Grief Share that are
Yeah,
there to help you and help people in your situation.
yeah. You have a lot going on, and
Right.
we
Well, I have a
acknowledge that.
therapist coming over tomorrow.
Excellent.
Perfect.
I have a
Good.
Good,
therapist.
good.
Yeah,
I
he'll be
I
here
can't
tomorrow.
imagine what it's like being you right now. I really can't. Um, I want to
Yeah.
thank you again for
So,
your courage in calling in,
mhm. Thank you
because
for
you're
letting me
helping
know.
other people. Got it?
Hmm.
But
Yes,
you
I
have to
am.
really do this one thing and really listen. Don't say a single word to me. You ready?
Yes.
Make a commitment today to get yourself some help for your situation.
Hmm. Okay.
That's what you really, all of us, it's the hardest thing to do. Please do it. And thank you so much for calling in. And a lot of prayers to
Thank
you
you,
and
and
your
have a
friend
happy
and your family.
Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, yeah, I
Thank
will.
you.
Thank
Have a
you.
blessed Thanksgiving.
Wow. Mark, I know you're traveling, so please let people know how they can travel with you.
Well, I'm going to invite everyone to go to my website, afterlifefrequency.com, just like my book, Afterlife Frequency. I invite you to sign up for my newsletter, but I also have a light circle, which is limited to 6 people, and it's an online event. And if you go to my website, afterlifefrequency.com, and go to the calendar of events, you'll see the light circle tab. Click on there. It'll show you how you can register for that. And Dr. Pat and I, there will be a show next week, but we will be 2 weeks from now taking calls again. So for all the folks that weren't able to get through, the psychic and the doc will be back on the clock in 2 weeks. And so everyone have a blessed Thanksgiving. This is a difficult time for a lot of people,
Yeah.
but no matter how sad you are, there's always time for a piece of pie.
Hmm.
Hey, everybody, thank you for tuning into The Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.